Have you ever been in a legally confusing situation and you weren't sure what to do? Those days are over. Listen to Sabi Law on the Beat 97 to know what's up. Sabi Law is up every Monday, Wednesday and Friday from 8:55 a.m.
Exclusive to the Beat 97 ABJ.
Welcome to Sabi Law on the Beat 97.9 FM Abuja. We are your favorite radio hosts and radio law teachers in the city of ABJ, Mr. Onyekachi Oma and Mr. Kenechukwu Agu. So today we are looking at something very sensitive and something very instructive, and that is stripping suspects naked. Having to strip people naked because they have been accused of any crime or they've been arrested and the rest of that. Yeah. So today, Mr. Onyekachi will be discussing with us the legal implications of stripping suspects naked.
All right. You see, if you go to most law enforcement offices, agencies, and the rest, when they bring out suspects, what will come to your mind is that they are mad people. You know, my early days in practice, the first time I went to a detention center, when they brought out the suspects, they were naked. You know, they were merely wearing what we call boxers, briefs, and the rest. And once they even have forced them to turn it
outside.
Not outside. This one is out. You know, so you start wondering why. There are no special clothes for them, and they're also not allowed to wear their own clothes. This is a suspect. A suspect is a person who has been said to have committed an offense. However, nobody is sure that the person committed the offense. Wonderfully, the Constitution of Nigeria says that being a suspect is not a crime. It says that anybody can be a suspect.
Of course.
It says that Mr. Kenechukwu can be a suspect and still live his life.
Suspect is that you are being suspected.
Nothing.
You are being suspected.
But in Nigeria, the moment they suspect you, you start serving your punishment even before they finish investigation.
You're already a criminal.
Before they finish investigation.
Before they even start.
You know, so the focus today, I wanted to also mention, at times they even give you what they call the cards, postcards to carry and say, I am so person.
Yeah,
I've been I've been found with XYZ, or I'm being investigated for 25 million.
They don't use investigated.
That has been convicted.
They just carry the name of the person and the amount involved and the rest of that.
So it's so crazy that the law enforcement agencies that over and over that have been trained on the human rights of Nigerians and foreigners in Nigeria will be running against the law. Please, there is no law that permits a suspect, even a convict, a person that has been convicted. No, there is no law that permits them to be naked. You can't force them to remove their clothes. You shouldn't at all. The best you can do is search them. If they have knife or weapons or anything, take it from them and allow them to sit with their clothes.
Yeah, so the argument that stripping suspects naked is necessary is just for them to avoid possession of weapons. They argue that just to make sure they don't have weapons, they don't have drugs.
That's a failure of intelligence.
But that is not a justification for violation of any human rights. In this century, there are better ways of policing and managing suspects. You cannot curb crime by violation of human rights, right? Although human rights are not absolute, since they can be suspended, there are constitutionally approved circumstances and procedures for you to even suspend this. Now, if any person is to be stripped naked, it can only be done with a valid court order. And I'm not sure there's any court that will grant this order. And not on the order of any other person, institution, or law enforcement agent. Where torture leads to death, the violator will be tried for murder. Now, note that this stripping of naked also amounts to torture. Yes. It's included in the Anti-Torture Act. Yes. Anti-Torture Act of 2017, right? Stripping people naked amounts to, is an example, is a type of torture, right? Now, where torture leads to death, the violator will be tried for murder. The punishment for murder is death. Also, with internal disciplinary measures, the offending law enforcement officer should also lose his or her job too.
And apart from that, even for that same torture, the suspect, who's now the victim, and the family of the suspect can also go to a civil court to seek for damages. It will fall under law of tort. So you can go. It's fundamental human right is a violation of the person's right to privacy and the rest of them. So I look forward to seeing victims going to court for this kind of things. Then police officers, other law enforcement agencies and agents will sit up.
At all times, law enforcement agencies are liable for the conduct of their law enforcement agents. So we're calling on the Police Service Commission, the IG, and everybody who is interested to please train and retrain their staff.
Apart from train and train, monitor.
Monitor.
Well, the problem has been training and training without monitoring.
There should really be checks, right? There should be a lot of monitoring that needs to be done. Now, for you listening to us, feel free to sue any offending police officer or law enforcement agent, as well as the agency itself. Seeking for justice is your right, a fundamental right to fair hearing.
Yes. Well, gentlemen, for what we have spoken today, on our publication, we have over 41 authorities, so we can't take them all. However, we are relying on section 33, 34, 37, 39, 40 to 41 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We're also relying on section 1 to 5 of the Police Act 2020. We're also relying on sections 2, 3, 7, 8, and 13 of the Anti-Torture Act of 2017, and also on the Criminal Code Act and the Penal Code Act and so many other laws.
And so many decided
judgments of
cases.
The Supreme Court.
So for this, please, we would ask you to visit www.sabilaw.org to look at these authorities and other authorities on the various themes we are talking about here. Thank you very much, Abuja, for listening.
Until next time, go Sabi Law.
Have you ever been in a legally confusing situation and you weren't sure what to do? Those days are over. Listen to Sabi Law on the Beat 97 to know what's up. Sabi Law is up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:55 a.m.
Exclusive to the Beat 97 ABJ.